where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
What an awesome, awesome first start to the second set of figures. I absolutely love Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. He was such a fantastic villain back in the BotCon Collectors Club days. Partly responsible for what led to each universe being sectioned off a little bit more securely, and he also is responsible for the destruction of the Prime or Positive universe back in, well, the original take on Shattered Glass. So, really cool character, and I love that they made him look more Generation 1 instead of the Generation 2 laser mold. Now, hopefully Toy Hacks has some labels coming up or an upgrade sticker sheet, because sometimes their upgrade sheets are fantastic, where we can just head swap it with the Laser Optimus and have a Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus and Delta Magnus with, you know, a couple of different figures. Now, I've seen some other really cool part swaps out there where some collectors have swapped with the Netflix box Ultra Magnus to give it a cooler look and to give their Delta Magnus a little bit of a cooler look. I'm loving all of the part swap and posts that I've seen with Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus and Diaclone Delta Magnus. It's been really awesome, and I can't wait to see more. Now, I bought this because I'm a Shattered Glass fan. I love Shattered Glass as a concept. Always have, ever since it was first established with BotCon in 2008. And if you have seen any of the past reviews of Shattered Glass figures in the past, where we did them on our Facebook page before we transitioned over to YouTube, we reviewed all of those figures back then. I think except for Blur. I think I reviewed everybody but Blur for some reason. I don't know why I skipped Blur, but maybe I'll reapproach him in the future at some point. Now, you'll also notice, hopefully you've noticed, that the camera that we're using, we're trying a new camera setup, so hopefully that's significantly better. We've got better editing equipment as well, so I hope you guys have noticed that some of our Bay 12 video quality is improving. That is something that we have cared about since the beginning. I mean, at first we were just kind of working with what we had, and things are starting to get better, and as a result the quality is going to improve as well, which was always the plan. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying our content so far, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it even more as things improve. Now, you will see some videos after this one because I fast-tracked this one due to the timing of when this piece came out and when we got the camera, that you're still gonna see some videos in the coming weeks in that older video quality, even some of lesser quality from the past, from just previously recorded stuff that just gets posted. As we finish that content off and as we push forward, we will continue using the new camera setup and new sound setup as well as things get better and as videos progress. So you're still going to see some of the not as great quality, unfortunately, in the coming weeks, even in the coming months, depending on how spread out I have that content. But as things improve and as things get better, you are going to see better and better. And what do you guys think of the new bumpers that we had developed by our good friend Joey? I mean, do you love them or do you love them? I absolutely love it. I think he did an amazing job, way better than the initial bumper we had. And I mean, just the intro is just mind-blowingly awesome. So I hope you guys love that. All right, down to the figure. We've talked enough about bumpers and video quality and all that other stuff. Down to the figure. So here is Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus in the box. Love that. Awesome, awesome skull head. That artwork on the side looks fantastic. You got more of that artwork over here on this side, just a little bit further out. The Shattered Autobot insignia. Some images and things on the back. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. Hey, look, he's already pretty much all together. All of the weapons were just kind of tapered to the side of the box. And then here is that swappable Delta Magnus head as well, or Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus head. It also works as an SG Magnus head. If you guys haven't read the comic yet, or the current comic, it has been pretty awesome. Issue 1 was fantastic. Now, for those of you who are interested in the collecting of the comics, or are comic collectors, just so you know, while every one of these figures, and I didn't bring the issue with me to show off, mostly because I was focused on the toy, but for those of you who are collectors and care about the condition of your comics, just so you're aware, Shattered Glass is also running in comic shops. So there are regular release copies that should be at your local comic shop, assuming they ordered them. And for those of you who care about condition, me personally, I don't even open the books that come with the figures. I just put them in another bag and board. I don't even take them out of the bag they come in. Put them in another bag and board that'll accommodate that, and seal it off, and I put it away. The issues I pick up at my local comic shop, those are the ones I open up and read. That's just me, just because we got this extra bonus copy. I like to just keep it safe, which also kind of sucks at the same time, because I'm not going to be able to read ahead of issue 2, since I also got my Shattered Glass blaster in already. So no spoilers. No spoilers until issue 2 actually hits shelves, because it'll be a few weeks. Probably later towards the end of the month, because issue 1 came out at the end of the month of August. Issue 2 will probably come out towards the end of September. And issue 3 will be out in October, and hopefully we'll have our third figure. I think it was Slicer / Shattered Glass Wheeljack. So really looking forward to that as well. Anyway, enough of all that. Here is Ultra Magnus. Especially love that they recreated that head sculpt back from the BotCon 2012 release. Hard to believe that Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus is now 10 years old as a character in Transformers. I mean, for me, it feels like it was just a couple of years ago that I went to BotCon 2012 and got to experience that amazing convention. Speaking of BotCon, guys, while it's not partnered with Hasbro currently, BotCon is officially back. They just had their first physical convention since 2016 in Tennessee earlier this year. So if you missed them this year, be sure to catch them on the next one, because while I wasn't able to make it, we were planning on being involved and participating in BotCon this year. Just there were some travel issues, and we will definitely be trying to cover the next one for you guys. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited. I'm so happy BotCon's back. What do you guys think? What's your favorite Transformer convention to go to? Mine was always BotCon. That's just me. And while we're talking about it, just so you can see how good of a job Hasbro did again, here is the 2012 BotCon convention exclusive Ultra Magnus. And honestly, as much as I love this figure so much, and I love the clear plastic that they did back in the day with this figure, the head on this one is a big improvement in my opinion. Very similar, very respectful to the source material, but I think a much bigger improvement. Hasbro did a good job. And then, of course, you can just pop this head off and swap it with the Delta Magnus head, which in the comic, he does have that head as well, as like a hologram kind of disguise appearance to make himself, I guess, look more normal. And he looks cool with the Delta Magnus head. I totally dig it with both, but personally, I prefer the skull head because it's just so much better. Now, they didn't really in the comic delve into why he has the skull head. They just really talked about a little bit in the story about him covering it up, and Optimus kind of not teasing him, but ridiculing him about covering it up a little bit. In the original Shattered Glass universe, with the first version of Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, it was Optimus who physically mutilated Ultra Magnus's head after Magnus tried to betray him at one point in that universe and disfigured him. And that's the reason why his head was this shape. It was originally in that universe the white Ultra Magnus Optimus copy head kind of style before Optimus physically mangled his face and head, ripped off his faceplate and everything, and that's why he had that look. They didn't really delve into that too much in this comic. It could be assumed that the same backstory applies, who knows? But there you go. Also for comparison, here he is next to regular G1 universe Ultra Magnus. So you can see the heroic and stoic, and in some universes, duly appointed enforcer of the Tyrest Accord. Try saying that 5 times fast. And yeah, it just two awesome, really great versions of Ultra Magnus side by side. If you're a Diaclone enthusiast, if you're a Shattered Glass enthusiast, doesn't matter. This is a great, great figure. Same articulation as this guy. It's basically the same figure. You got fully articulated shoulders, in and out, single jointed elbows, wrist joints. He does come with the matrix on his, well, this version of his Terminus blade, which is just a re-release of the sword that came with Scourge and Laser Optimus Prime. He's got his blaster here. He's got waist articulation. He's got ratcheting hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints. And that's pretty much it for this robot mode. And yes, he does have his secondary robot mode as well. We're going to go ahead and just remove that. Take off that panel. Open up. Take off that panel. These just peg into the forearms. Close those back up and set them aside for when we transform it into vehicle mode. For the shoulders, we're going to untab that hinge and slide this off. Untab that hinge and slide that off. And then fully extend this, fully extend that. Go ahead and pull off his shoulder rockets. We'll just go ahead and get these parts all ready for vehicle mode as well. Once you get those taken off, you take this little bit and this little bit right here. It slides over. And then that's all one piece. That's ready for vehicle mode as well. So are these. And then for his chest area, we just bring that forward. That just clips onto his back, so we just take that off. For vehicle mode, all we do is unfold that little bit, unfold that bit, and fully extend this section out like so. Set it aside. Come to the legs. These just slide on and peg onto the side, so just slide them right off. Come down to the heel, unfold those heel spurs. And then for his dump truck of a butt here, what we're going to do is we're going to slide the cab forward just a little bit. And then on this rail here, we're just going to slide his butt up to make his backpack. Untab these shoulder bits. Bring forward his cab. Flip out the head. Close that back up. Push this all the way back to that rail. And then close his shoulders back into place. And now he's in his Optimus look-alike inner robot mode. And same articulation, he's just as articulated in this mode as he was in that mode. He just looks like this. And for comparison, now he's got more of those blues like classic Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. Oh, and I almost forgot, for his other robot mode, we gotta pull his crotch forward, flip it around, and then there's his regular robot mode crotch. And then also for comparison, here he is next to regular positive G1 Universe Ultra Magnus in his inner robot mode, so you can see the two side by side. I definitely like the inner robot mode of this one more. I just like that white and teal cayenne type color. or cyan, however you want to pronounce it. I know the proper pronunciation is cyan. I like to say cayenne. It drives some of my friends crazy. It's just funny. All right, now for vehicle mode, we'll go ahead and get him into cab mode. So we're going to take his big blaster out of his hand here. And pretty straightforward, same transformation as the Kingdom Ultra Magnus. What we're going to do is we're going to slide the cab all the way forward, untab those shoulders, bring that cab, or open up the cab, fold the head in, close that back up, bring his dump truck butt all the way back down again, and then we're going to rotate that torso all the way around and just make sure it's pushed up all the way so it lines up where it's supposed to sit. Next, we're going to fold these arms at a 90 degree at the elbow, bring this all the way back. It's going to tab in to the back of the truck. This little tab is going to tab in right there all the way to the back of the truck like so. And then we're going to bring the legs back, peg them together at the center, fold up the heel spurs, and there you go. There you have him in his cab mode. And yes, I know you can still see some robot mode bits exposed here. It's because we gotta do the rest of his transport truck mode. So one of the things we didn't do in our prep when we were disassembling his, full robot mode is we didn't do anything with the legs. So what we're gonna do is we're going to untab and unfold this section, bring this all the way out on that hinge, and fully extend all of these panels. So you've got this really long panel, and then you're just gonna bring it back over here. Do the same thing over here. Untab, fold out, fully extend it all, bring it all the way back. Now before we tab these two leg sections together like they're supposed to be, what we're gonna do is we're going to take this section, we're going to rotate it upside down and connect those together around it. But before we also do that, we're gonna take these little forearm pieces, those are gonna peg in right here. So you're gonna take those, face point down and inward, tab it in, or peg it in, so you have them nice and even like so. And then we're going to come over here to the legs. This little tab is going to line up right in there. Just hold that in, take the other piece, make sure you get it all lined up, peg those sections together, and then there's a few little pegs and guides on the way down, so we're just going to kind of peg those in. So there's a peg here that goes in right there. There's like a little section of grooves right here that's going to go in right there. So just get them all lined up, push it in like so, and it should all line up nice and easy. And then we're going to take these sections right here. There's a little notch right there and a little tab right there. That's going to tab in like so. And you want that little bit to hang down because it fills in a little bit of that gap. Come over here to the other guide, line it up, tab it in as you had the other one. Tab it down on the bottom so it's nice and secured. I say that and then I untabbed it all. Come on. And that's pretty much the back of his truck all the way done. Now we come over to the Ultra Magnus. These little tabs are going to tab into these little sections right here, and then this little bit is going to fit right over this little bridged tab section in between the legs. So it's all gonna slide together. So make sure you slide it onto those guides and then just tab in those sections on the sides of the legs, on the sides of the truck, and there we go. Last step, add the little shoulder rockets where they go. You can even add his main blaster here to the center. Looks pretty cool right there in the center. And there you have Ultra Magnus in his car carrying mode. And overall, I mean, he looks really awesome in this mode. Just like the Kingdom Ultra Magnus did. I am a very big fan of this mold overall. I've liked it ever since it came out in the Kingdom line. I mean, you could make the argument that, yeah, it also came out in the Siege, but it was a little bit different. It was a little bit more Cybertronian than his Earth mode was. And for comparison, here he is next to regular Bakan Shatterglass Ultra Magnus. So you can see this one is definitely significantly larger, which is why I kind of hope that we get some labels for the Laser Optimus mold, since that's what this one was based off of back when they had the deluxe Laser Optimus mold. I would like to definitely see that and maybe do a head swap with that, and then have a cool Delta Magnus as Delta Magnus, and then have a cool Laser Optimus body version of Shatterglass Ultra Magnus again, but in better scale with the rest. I think that would be cool. And then also for comparison, here he is next to regular Positive Universe G1 Ultra Magnus. So you can just kind of see how the two of them stack next to each other. And it's an awesome comparison. I love the variation in color here. You know, you've got a lot more whites and some brighter blues, some brighter reds. Whereas over here, actually no, this one's got darker blues and darker reds. Whereas over here, it's all black and like a brighter blue and a brighter red to just kind of give it that overall darker tone and darker look. You've got a very kind of heroic color look over here, and then a very villainesque looking look over here, which, I mean, that's the goal. He's supposed to be an evil mirror version of this guy, so there you go. Overall, another awesome figure release. But what I want to know is, why did you order this figure? Did you order it for your Shatterglass collection, or did you order it for your Diaclone collection and you were trying to get your Delta Magnus out of this figure? Let us know in the comments. And again, what do you guys think of our new setup? Definitely able to do a little bit more cuts this way too. So I think our new setup is working pretty well. Stay tuned for more videos with this better quality, and we hope you've been enjoying the better quality as we try to make things better here on Bay 12. Check out some of our other reviews. We do a lot of Transformer reviews here. We do a lot of other reviews as well. So if there's other things you're interested in, odds are we cover it here on Bay 12. Like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out our monthly Bay 12 live sales on our Bay 12 Facebook page. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.